finally time to plant. I kind of have a plan.
Make sure I'm out of the shop before you start
No,
talking.
what? You want me to start over?
Yes, please.
Oh, I created a garden journal, and I kind of have a plan for my front yard here. Well, for all of my beds. It's a rough drawing. It's not exact, but I at least have a general idea of where I want to put everything. Still kind of chaotic in the fact that I didn't think too much about where I was putting everything. I just kind of went, oh, here's a good spot for basil. Here's a good spot for oregano. So still kind of chaotic in that sense. But I am going to kind of try the square foot method. This is what I'm going to be planting in this bed, or in these 2 beds. So I got this square, one of those raffles at work. I win those a lot. Not mad about it. It's funded a lot of my gardening. So what I'll do is I'll put this in here. I'll put the seeds for that square and move on, and just kind of do that across the whole thing, following my plan. Unfortunately, my plan was for 4-foot bed, and these are 3-foot beds, but that's okay. I can easily adapt. All right, so in this square, I need rosemary, fennel, cumin, thyme, chives, and dill. Okay, and then over here, oregano and Thai basil, and then Thai basil there, almost entirely, except for the 1 cucumber. 1 random cucumber I'm planting up here just because I have a trellis I need to use. That's going to be my excuse. And then all this is for the other bed over there. Definitely trying something different. I saw fennel, and what was it, cumin? And I was like, I've never grown fennel or cumin, and I use fennel and cumin. So I thought I'd try growing fennel and cumin. Rosemary is one I've always struggled with. Thyme is one I've never really gotten to grow before. Dill kind of grew last year. I'm going to try some up here, but I'm also going to plant some out back. So I'll have lots of dill growing. And then chives. Cumin in this corner, fennel in that corner, I think. No, cumin's here. Chives are here. Fennel in those 2. Dill here, rosemary, thyme. So chives gets 4. So that'll be these blue ones. I also plan to plant chives out back. This is cumin. Oops.
Did you grab the wrong thing?
I did. This is cumin, so this... Oh, wait, no.
You did for chives, but you grabbed cumin.
Did. Okay, let's just put this back. But I am planting chives out back. I'm going to plant... I mean, really, the chives out back will be more for pest control, pest deterrent. Yeah, the oniony smell. And you never know, it might do well back there. All right, so this corner will be chives. Those 2 will be fennel. These are the chive seeds. And I'm going to drop about 2 in each hole.
That's what she said.
Just in case. Plus there's just a ton of them in here. So I'm in no danger of running out. All right, chives done. Now fennel. And fennel is 4 also. Oh look, it's fennel. It's the seeds that I use to cook with. See, and that's probably what I'll do is I'll just wait for it to go to seed and then harvest the seeds. But apparently you can eat the root too. I don't know. We'll figure out what we're going to do with fennel once we have it.
Yeah.
There. Okay.
So, to be enough.
I'm gonna try not to distract myself so I can keep track of what I'm doing. Okay, there we go.
Once you get talking, dude.
Yeah, I
Sometimes you
completely lose track of what I'm doing.
Yeah. I've seen you do it.
There's the fennel.
What do you do? It looks oniony, but what would you do with that?
I don't know. We're going to have to find recipes for fennel.
Truly. Stalk. Fennel stalks.
Yep. I know what to do with the seeds. I use seeds all the time. That's what gives you your sausagey flavor.
Yeah.
This row is cumin and then dill.
Cumin, dill, dill.
Cumin, dill, dill. I'm actually doing cumin now. Cumin looks suspiciously like fennel. They look very similar at any rate. Oh, poke your holes, Jess.
Yeah. Stop talking.
What? I swear I've been being told that my whole life.
Charlie.
I was the kid that got in trouble for talking even when I wasn't the one talking. Because I talked so much, they just assumed it was me. Alright, cumin. Dill. Dill is apparently quite a bit. It's these here red ones. It says 16, so we shall see.
It's a lot of dill.
Yep. Trust me though, if we get the amount of cucumbers I want, we're gonna need it. Your husband loved the dill pickles. He made a point of telling me on our way back.
Aw.
That's
If only he liked bread and butter.
Right?
Alright, we cannot talk.
Okay, I have to focus. This is 16 holes I have to fill.
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Okay, I know I'm 12. Alright. 1, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Go. A little more organized, a little less chaos, maybe a little more success this year.
Hopefully.
Honestly, this. And I probably dropped a few, but it's all good.
You know.
Okay, there's the dill.
The dill.
There's the dill pickle. All right, next row. Now these two are going to be thyme, and thyme is 9. It's the yeller ones. Oh. I'm so happy it's finally spring. They were stuck in my nails.
Ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine.
So, the last 4 are rosemary.
Rose of Mary.
Rosemary. This is one I've really struggled to grow. I have yet to actually get it to grow for me. So, pray for me, y'all. Rosemary is 4.
I don't think I will.
Hard work. I can.
Keep it. Yes, forks it is for
Ants. One more for the rosemary. Okay, I think for this, since I'm doing so much oregano, what I'll do is I'm gonna batch it. Oregano. Oh, oregano is 1 each.
Damn.
I guess it gets big. Such tiny seeds. Need so much space.
crazy.
Look at these things.
I see them. Like the size of poppy seeds.
Smaller. All right, there's that. I'm doing 2 rows of oregano. Be gentle because that's where my roux is. Now I know for sure I got some in each hole. Couldn't tell if I was grabbing any. Now, for the Thai basil.
Nope.
What?
I've been putting it on every single spot. Put the seed packet where it belongs.
Oregano. Okay, so those are going to be carrots. And then I'll just plant a little Thai basil around. I think I'm just going to sprinkle. I think I shall do the same thing when, let's plant the cucumber. I think I'm just going to do it right here. At least these are nice and big.
Cucumbers.
Okay. Yeah. Smooth this out a little bit. And I'm just going to let basil do what basil does. All right, bed number 2 in the front yard. This is going to be chives and parsley in amongst the 4 garlic that grew up over after last year. The center will be basil and the far end will be nothing but sage. Okay, so I'm going to start with this one here at the end. That'll be chives and parsley. First, I'm going to spread out the soil a little bit so it's nice and even. All right, so think with the chives, I'll just try to make holes the appropriate amount apart and then just line it. And then the parsley in the middle. You know what? I'm going to do the chives there. And parsley is 6. I was smart and wrote it down. Well, that's not helpful. 6 isn't one of the options. Let's do 9 then. This is what you get when you look it up online and you're not on the right website, apparently. And I think that I have space for one more. The square right here. Yeah, totally see all the holes. There, okay. It's kind of cloudy out today.
Yeah, a little bit. But it's obvious. It's not like rain cloudy.
No, they're just the big fluffy clouds.
Uh-huh.
It's probably raining somewhere, just not here.
Yeah.
Okay, I got 2 different types. I think I just want to plant the triple curled. I don't really have anything planned for that spot. I think this will be enough parsley while it grows.
Based off of last year's bush, I would think.
I mean, this is actually more plants than I had last year. I only had like 6. I got starts, put them all right there, and took over that whole spot. So if even half of this, germinates, then yeah, I'll have a ton. And I'm just randomly throwing a few in each hole, because you never know. Plus I have squirrels that like to dig things up, so it gives me a little extra insurance. You're all to help.
Because I communicate their mean.
Yep.
Well, no.
All right, there's the parsley. Okay, so chives is basically the blue ones. So if I just did blue, and then, I don't know, try to eyeball it from there. So I want to give everybody enough room, but I also don't want to go overboard and plant them too far apart. There's that. I bet you I could fit a square in between, like right here.
Yeah. I was like, you could totally fit a square there.
And then another one in that corner.
I think so, yeah. Like a glove. Those are chives, right?
Yep.
All around the border?
Yep.
Does that really have a scoop tool?
Yep.
Dude.
Right?
When did you figure that out? Just now?
It's like I just remembered it was there.
It's like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I can do that. Okay, let's see here. You know what?
What? More basil?
No.
That's what I was thinking.
I was actually thinking some of the marigolds, but then I was like, oh yeah, I wanted to just stick them in a bowl and mix them up. So I could just reserve that area for marigolds.
Fair.
And then come back to that.
Okay.
Okay, so marigolds, later date. Time to scoochy. Get this basil in the friggin' ground. So I think what I'll do, okay, I don't know how many I have here. I have a bunch.
You're going to just scatter them around, or
No.
are you going to keep them in the patch?
I was going to use this to make my holes, and because they're small enough that I should be able to just drop them in.
Okay.
I want to say basil
New car.
is 4, but I'm wondering if I could get away with 9. So I didn't measure nothing out last year.
Mm-hmm.
And they all did just fine.
Mm-hmm. But it would be consistent.
What would be consistent?
The rest of your garden, as you were doing current, by mapping it out.
Flouting the rules and doing whatever I want.
Except you just did a grid in the back with this thing, and then you did all this with this thing and that.
I know. I'm not saying I'm not using the thing. I'm just saying should I do 4 per square or flout the rules and do 9 per square? I'm not saying don't use the square.
Okay.
What's
the rules?
Where are they? I want them to be.
What did you say they were?
Supposed to be 4.
That seems like a lot of space.
That's what I'm saying. Should I flout the rules and do 9 instead of 4?
Do 9. I think they'll be alright. They were last year.
Exactly, that is my point.
I thought you were just not going to use this.
No, I was still going to use the thing. Yeah, well, since I'm not doing seeds, I'm doing
Oh, yeah.
transplants. Yeah, I need a little more depth.
Just like that. Really?
All right, now let's find out if this was a good idea or not. All right. Yeah, see, last year I just stuck them in the ground with no regard for any kind of rules, and they did just fine. Yeah.
People have spent centuries learning how to grow things.
And I come along and
go.
go, yeah, see, I think this stuff is farther apart than what I planted out last year.
Squeeze. And flush. Stop. Privilege. Oh. Okay.
There's the last of my basil starts. Let's put seeds in those last few holes. And
Don't
then
forget to use your handy dandy tool.
I can use my handy dandy tool that I suddenly remembered I had.
Yep. I ain't walking
That's
up and
all
down
there are in there.
Oh.
Well, that's fine. We can fill in gaps with regular basil, or I can put in more Thai basil. I may end up having to order more Thai basil.
Yeah.
Fortunately, 200.
Turley's over here pulling and transplanting.
I'm really good at it.
I don't know if that one's going to make it.
That one's sad.
It is. Hopefully after a bit of watering and a couple of days, some of these less perky ones will perk up. Last day was...
Okay.
That's it for those.
Said that.
Let's see. Let's grab out. I know I have some regular basil that I can throw in the remaining holes. Sticky.
You could have done it in the square that it was going in. But whatever. Flouting the rules over here.
Because it's fun to flout the rules.
The rules are important.
No, they're not.
And the rules are important.
I am chaos. See me garden. All right. We're scooching over.
Scooching over.
Now, sage should be a little bit easier. I think there's supposed to be 1 per square. So, I just have to find look at my trusty journal here that I'm working on for merch. So, yeah, sage is 1. All right, let's see what we got here. Oh, that's basil. And I'm not even, I think the sage seeds I do have are flippin' ancient. But if these don't grow, I should have seeds pretty soon as these pod off and do their thing that plants do. So I think 1 here, 1 here, and then I'll just do like 1 right there. Because it's not like I measured how far apart these guys were.
Not even a little.
And they are working thriving. So I would say that they're fine. And they are definitely closer than a foot apart.
Yeah.
Golly, that smells good. We'll just guesstimate those last 3.
Yeah.
It's fine. Anymore. Okay, I just need to water this stuff.
Okay.
Thank you so much for watching. I upload every week, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any of my videos. See y'all in the next one.